What's up, everybody? This is Betty Garza, your local realtor right here in South Florida. And today I'm coming to you from one of our local parks, and we're going to be talking about the two cities, which are Port Saint Lucie and Jupiter, Florida. And we're getting at it right here. Okay, what's up, everybody? We're back. Today's video is going to be about the two cities in Florida, which are Jupiter and Port Saint Lucie. We're going to be giving you the details today about these two cities. If those are two cities that you've been thinking about relocating to, moving to, you've been researching, then definitely you're going to want to watch this video because it's going to tell you everything you need to know about these two cities so you can make the best decision possible for you and your family when relocating to one of these cities. Okay, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned till the end because there is some very important information. I touch base on schools, on population, on cost of living, all kinds of stuff depending to compare both of these cities. And I chose both of these cities because they are within a maybe 30-40 minute drive of each other. Both are great cities. They both have a lot to offer. So I figured, why not take these two cities and compare them and give you the information you need. So we're gonna start off with the city of Jupiter, Florida. So if you know Jupiter, Florida, as you can see right here on this map, it's located just north of Palm Beach Gardens and south of Port Saint Lucie, which is the other city we'll be talking about. And Jupiter, Florida is one of my favorite cities. It just has a lot to offer. But what I want to talk about is kind of like the everyday things that will impact your living in this city. So let's start off with overall as far as expensive when comparing to other cities. Jupiter sits at 69.9% more expensive than most cities in Florida. The population in Jupiter, Florida is just over 60,000. The median income here is just over 70,000 and the median age is 46 years old. The average price home here is 631,000 and the unemployment rate is 3.3, which is compared to the US average of 6%. So it's kind of in the middle. It sits right there. What I really like about Jupiter, Florida is that it's got some really nice beaches that it offers. It has a plethora of different restaurants. It has your mom and pops. It has your franchises. It's got restaurants on the beach, dining, shopping. It's not too far from one of our local malls, which is located right in Palm Beach Gardens. It's just got a lot to offer. Okay, so talking about shopping and restaurants and all kinds of things that you can do in Jupiter, let's talk about cost of living. So when I talk about these numbers, 100 is kind of where the average is. So anything below means it's a little below average, and anything above 100 is above average, which is a little more expensive. So overall, Jupiter, Florida sits at 127.2. Groceries, cost of groceries is at 108. Housing sits at 166.5. And utilities are just under 100 at 98.5. So you want to think about these numbers when thinking about relocating to the city of Jupiter, Florida, because you want to make sure that this is a city that you can indeed afford. And we talked about the average income. So if the average income sits at that number and that's kind of where you are, then maybe Jupiter, Florida is a city that you can consider for you and your family. So speaking of that, let's talk about jobs. The jobs that are available or most popular within Jupiter, Florida are, so it's known for its strong presence in different industries, tech consulting, medical services, thus making it an excellent destination for those seeking any job within healthcare to engineering to banking. Job growth has been a positive in Jupiter, Florida and has shown a 1.4% increase over the last year. Best paying job in Jupiter, Florida is legal, and that income ranges around $96,000. Worst paying job in Jupiter, Florida is waste material removal, and that income ranges around $14,000. And another topic that I get asked a lot about when people are thinking about relocating to different cities and states are the schools. So let's talk about some of the school rankings. I'm not going to go through all of them, but some of them, at least, one or two elementary, middle, and high schools. If schools is something that's important to you, you'll definitely want to stay tuned. And also guys, if you're finding this information useful, then definitely think about hitting that subscribe button and that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Help get these videos out to people just like you looking for information just like this. And also, don't hesitate to text us, call us, shoot us an email. Me and my team absolutely love hearing from you guys and connecting. You could even click on the link in the description to set up a one-on-one with me via Zoom, and we can talk a little bit more about what you're looking for. If Port St. Lucie and Jupiter is not the city for you, let's discuss some other cities that might be. And we can connect and discuss what you're looking for, what your needs, your wants, and anything like that. Me and my team, this is all we do. We absolutely love it. We get phone calls, text messages, and emails every day. So don't hesitate to do one of those three. All right, so let's talk about the schools in Jupiter, Florida. The Jerry Thomas Elementary School, which is from K to grade 5, rated a 10. I found that a lot of the schools in Jupiter, Florida did have high rankings, whether it was elementary, middle, or high school. But I still want to name some of these off for you, just so that you can have the names and do the research for yourself to get a little bit more information, because it's not all in just the number grade that this system gives you, but it's also about maybe some different programs that they offer, something specific that you're looking for. Maybe you want to look into teacher retention. Things like that could be important with the school as well. But Independence Middle School also rated a 9. I love it here. There's people active everywhere. All right, so that rated a 9, and the middle schools here range from 6th grade to 8th grade. And last but not least, the high school, which is Jupiter High School, rated a 9 as well. And this offers grades 9 through 12. So those are the few of those schools that rank in Jupiter, Florida when thinking about relocating and living in this city. Weather, let's talk about the weather in Jupiter. I'm in Lake Worth near Green Acres, Florida today, and it is the end of May. We are expecting some showers later on today, but as you can see, I mean, this weather is just absolutely gorgeous. I've got this great, lake behind me. There's people out on bikes, walking, running, playing tennis, all kinds of stuff. But we are in May. It's probably close to maybe the mid 80s and degrees. And it is hot. I'm hot, but it feels so good at the same time. There's a little bit of a breeze. But weather in Jupiter is also very nice. The most pleasant months that ranked were February, March, and November. And the hottest month was August, which it ranges in the lower 90s. And today in May, it said it was about 74 degrees. So that's Jupiter, Florida. We're gonna go over some of the same numbers for Port St. Lucie so that you can compare these two and make the best decision for you. Okay, so let's jump into it. I also wanted to show you guys, look at these guys behind me playing golf. They're enjoying this great weather. I'm sure they start early because by the time it gets to around the midday, it is way too hot. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's talk about Port St. Lucie, Florida. The population in Port St. Lucie, Florida is around 202,000 people. The median income hovers around 48,000. Median age is a little younger than the Jupiter, Florida, which is about 40 years old. Average home price is a little lower at 372,000. And unemployment rate's a little higher at about 4.9. But remember, the US average is around 6. So it's still lower than the average. And Port St. Lucie, I've helped quite a bit of people move to this city lately, and I'm not surprised that the age range is a little, lower. I've helped some younger families move there, some older families move there. It's just overall a great city where they're still developing. I just did a Facebook Live, and some of the they're just starting to build some of the 55 plus communities there, so it's definitely still a younger crowd there, but they do have different options no matter what age you are. Okay, so let's talk about cost of living in Port St. Lucie. Remember, 100 is about the average. Anything over is a little more expensive, and anything under is a little less expensive and under the average. Overall, it ranks at 100.7. Groceries range at about 104.7. Housing is a little lower, which is at 98.9, which makes sense because the average home price is at $372. Unlike in Jupiter, Florida, it was about $630,000. And utilities ranged at about 93.9. In Jupiter, it was about 98. So still not too bad, guys. Still under the US average of, the 100. So it's a little still not as expensive. Now, Jobs in Port St. Lucie. I get this asked to me a lot in regards to jobs in Port St. Lucie because, like I always say, it's a city that has been developing over the years, still growing. And so let's talk about the different types of jobs here. It's got a wide variety and large number of major industries that offer positions ranging from manufacturing, retail, and hospitality. Some of the larger employers within the area are Publix, which is one of the major shopping centers here, grocery shopping, and Target, which offers grocery and clothing, and Walmart, which is the same. So I believe Target and Walmart are a little more, expansive over different cities and throughout the state and maybe some other states. Publix, I don't know if they've really made it to the north part of Florida. I've always lived in South Florida, but Publix is, what I hear, a great company to work for. People start there at like the age of 17, even younger. I believe you can start bagging groceries at the age of 16. So if you have teens, Publix could be a great spot for them to start with their first job. And within these employers, they offer different positions such as sales, customer service, and of course management. Healthcare is another large industry in Port St. Lucie. There's many hospitals, clinics, and medical centers. And these places offer full-time and part-time. So whatever your needs are as far as employment, they do offer different options. Job growth in Port St. Lucie has also been a positive at a 1.9%, which is good news. The best paying job in Port St. Lucie right now is architecture, and the income there is about $66,000. Worst job is food prep and serving, which ranges at about $12,000. And the highest paying industry in Port St. Lucie is utilities, which is average income of $83,000. Okay, so let's talk about the other topic that people are always asking about, which are the schools. The ratings I found in Port St. Lucie, and guys, this is a website that I'm using to get this information. There may be some other sites that you can use to obtain more information. You can call some of these schools directly to get an updated, rating, or they can talk to you about their different programs and what they have to offer, or maybe teacher turnover, retention is something that you're interested in, programs that they offer, maybe specific to your children. So don't just go off of these ratings and this information. Definitely, I just named some of them off so that you have some of the names and can research on your own for sure. Okay, so Floresta Elementary, which came in at a rating of 7. And this is grades K through 5. And there's a Renaissance charter school, which ranges from grades K through 8. My son went to a charter school for kindergarten, and I thought it was so interesting because they wouldn't have to go through that transition from, being at an elementary school at 5th grade and then transitioning to a bigger school of middle school. The charter schools offer where they stay there through 8th grade, which is pretty interesting and something to look into. This school rated at a 8. Southern Oaks Middle, which is a school that's from grade 6 to 8, came in at a 7, and Treasure Coast High School, which came in at a 5. And there are some private schools available in Port St. Lucie as well. This specific site didn't give any ratings with the private schools, even for Jupiter, Florida. Jupiter, Florida definitely has some private schools available that you can look into if your children are currently at a private school, or maybe you plan on growing a family. And schools will definitely be something that's important to you, just like every other parent. Private schools are offered in these cities as well that you can look into. And last but not least, the weather in Port St. Lucie. March, April, and November seem to rate as the most pleasant months within Port St. Lucie. And of course, August comes in again as the hottest month of weather in Port St. Lucie. All right, guys, so that's our video, is Jupiter versus Port St. Lucie, two great cities that have great things to offer. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email, click on that link in the description, hit that like button, subscribe button, or even just give me a thumbs up if you found this information useful. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.